Who's
here? One sec.
What? It's not me.
Was it me?
No. There was something playing in the background, but now somebody's masturbating with their microphone doing this. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can hear that.
I think you're getting at that age where you start hearing things.
Is someone backstage and you just can't see them yet?
No, it's not that I'm a purist on podcasting here, but when people are like,
and now we can't hear you because
now his mic's disconnected.
Am I back?
There you go.
You're back.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cappy. I was just vigorously masturbating to the sight of you. That's what you were hearing.
Thank you. No, but it's like what was the rule? You can have bad video, but you can't have bad audio.
You can't have bad audio.
Can't have bad audio.
That's one of my pet peeves too, because I interview people that don't do this for a living, and sometimes people will call me from coffee shops and stuff, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like I'm hearing like plates clanking in the background and customers like taking orders and shit. Like, what are you doing?
People yelling at their wives, their children. Shut down.
I've even gotten to the point I will hang up on people on the phone if they do the poor people talk.
The speaker,
right? Where they're walking around like that and they don't have it out, or they don't have headphones. I'm like, no, we are not lower middle income quintiles or the lowest income quintile. We do not collect welfare. We do not live in a trailer park. We do not live in the ghetto. You will put your fucking ear up to you will be on the goddamn, hey, what's going on? And you hear, like Paul said, everybody in the background. And I've just hung up on people. And one girl I'm like, nope, you will put the headphones in. You will put the thing up to your ear. I will not do this. Oh, I'm on my speakerphone. Fuck you. Call me back when you're ready to have a conversation.
I totally do the speakerphone thing, Cappy.
Yeah. and how's that going? You can't just what? Yeah.
I would never do that in public though. Like I wouldn't be out at a store like having everyone listen to my fucking conversation. But in my house, it's pretty quiet here. I live in the cow pasture.
I'd be curious. Why don't you poll people afterwards? How was the phone conversation for you? Send a little app and a little poll.
Can I ask you what the phone quality experience was for you?
It'll be shit. I think it's 8:30. Let's go ahead and do this. Have you guys followed this at all? Paid attention to any of it?
The TikTok ban? Yeah. Because I think out of all of us, I'm probably most active on TikTok, and I have some friends that they do coaching, and they get 100% of their business from TikTok. And so
really,
they are definitely afraid. They are definitely afraid of the TikTok ban, and they keep coming to me going, "What are you going to do? What's your plan?" I'm like, dude, fuck this app. I got banned like 3 years ago with my original account. I have two accounts right now, like a primary and a backup, because one always inevitably gets upload banned or shadow banned, and so I switch back and forth. This app could go to fucking hell. I've had I have more of a following on Facebook than I do on any other platform. So
the fuck is Facebook?
Right? Isn't that weird? But you know what? Like all my clients are older guys, so they're all boomers like Cappy. They're
Go ahead, Ryan.
I'm just used to Facebook where you have to have a friend and then they have to like you back. Like this whole like brand follow thing. I didn't even know Facebook could do that.
Yeah. You can have a fan page for Ryan Stone, and then people just follow the fan page, and then you can do ads and all that kind of stuff there. Yeah.
Wait. So on Facebook, you could set up a fan page that is not your account or your page.
Right. Yeah. It's linked to your account. But no one can. You can make it anonymous. You can say whatever And so every once in a while, I don't use Facebook that much for my personal stuff, unless I think it's something really important. But otherwise, the only reason why I'm on Facebook is for my Come On Man podcast page.
So does the fan page provide like a buffer between you and the public?
Yep.
So it's not okay. Well, what? I mean,
no, it's like your focus. It keeps them there,
yes,
and not here, right?
Yes,
yes.
Of course, that's his question.
Yeah, because for the longest time, like I don't want people going to my personal page and looking at family pictures and shit. So yeah, it keeps it completely separate.
Okay, but you had a TikTok account. Have you, Jack, Ryan? Did you guys ever have a TikTok account?
Yeah, I got one. I tried it a bit. It takes way too much work. The ROI is just horrible. I find the demographics are all off. For some of it was like I pushed the gaming stuff a little bit, then I pushed podcast clips a little bit, and it's just, what am I trying to get out of TikTok? That's kind of the question, right? They have their own little monetization scheme, but that's crap. It's worse than YouTube's, which is really saying something.
It's garbage, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so then I'll have it as a funnel then. It'll drive people to the YouTube channel, to Substack, and it doesn't do that either. They don't come there. Nobody leaves TikTok. Everything else is a boomer platform. So I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe then it'll get people to like start buying books in that. And there's like a Chick Talk thing where they talk about books, but so I'm just like, well, what the fuck am I doing here then? And that's
it used to be better. I used to be able to promote the podcast and get people off the platform, but they've really tried to lock it down where they don't want people leaving that platform. So even if you have like a link in bio, when you click on my link in bio, it throws up a warning like you're leaving the app. Are you sure you want to go? And it freaks people out, and so people don't leave the app. Yeah.
So help me understand then. Why would anyone want to use this app? I had it for a hot 10 seconds and I said ass or poopy farts. And I mean, they are strict. They'll come crashing down on you. Chinese communist propaganda, destroy the nation, fine. But you said shit. And now no joke. And so I never got it integrated into, linking here or linking there. So why is it so damn popular? Like if you can't
because women, women,
why would they use it?
Well,
because it's useless.
Constantly flick. It's like Instagram. Instagram turned into shit, and TikTok picked up the slack.
I would say like 3 or 4 years ago, it was the easiest platform to build a following. So if you wanted to become an influencer like you, Cappy, then TikTok was the place to go because a lot of other places were saturated, right? Like Instagram and YouTube and stuff. And so it was really easy to build a following. And then but over the last couple of years, they've really tried to monetize it. So in order to build a following, they really want you to like buy, views and stuff on the app. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So yeah, there's really no reason to use it anymore. Like it could go to hell. I don't fucking care.
I heard it was like businesses like to use it. Like for example, if you have a pizza shop, local pizza shop, you could use meme culture or popular memes from TikTok or anything to market your pizza. Or if you have like that that funny Chinese guy that's selling signs on Instagram Reels. Yeah, see, everyone knows him. It's because he takes TikToks and Reels and then he responds to them, and that's what a lot of business owners did. So I guess there's the young chicks that wanted to market themselves to internet perverts, and then there's the business owners, and both you could farm a lot of data if you're China from both. So
dude, that's so funny. It's like the biggest design of like the technological design of the 20th century or 21st century. And what do? They made old Vern Fonk ads relevant again. Remember those, Cappy?
Vern Fonk?
Hey. Yeah.
Like Vern. Hey, Vern.
Yeah, Vern Fonk. He was like this lawyer out of the Midwest, and he'd always have goofy ads that just like, oh, they're funny, and everybody liked them. Or Leon's Ho Ho Hold the Furniture and stuff. They basically got crappy local furniture store ads, and that's what TikTok is now, apparently. I find it hilarious.
I mean, the new Chinese app is picking up the slack. What's it called? Red Note or something?
Yeah,
it's already a replacement. But the beauty about that is that's like a literal Chinese, like the actual Chinese version of TikTok. And now the Westerners are getting on there and they're getting slaughtered by the Chinese inhabitants, where it's like, we don't want your Western culture here. Go away.
Get that gay stuff out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
I get a kick out of it. We're going to ban one debatably Chinese CCP operation influenced app, and then they all go to another Chinese government operation app.
Yeah, that's funny that like whoever convinced everyone that let's stay on the Chinese apps is it's probably a Chinese person that did that.
But wasn't the whole reason they did this ban is because they were trying to force them to sell to an American company, like somebody who's using it as a quick way to cash grab a big app?
How about this for the audience members who are kind of like me, old and we're not 100%. Let me read this article, which by the way took longer to copy and paste. This is one of these websites where you go to it and it's unreadable because of all the pop-ups, and then you copy and paste it, and then your Microsoft Word document looks like a fucking circus on top of it. So I spent 10 hours deleting all the pasted active, plugins and all that. TikTok faces U.S. ban deadline as users brace for fallout. TikTok buzzed with nervous anticipation across the U.S. on Saturday as a looming federal ban threatened to sever access to the Chinese-owned app that has captivated nearly half of all Americans, powered small businesses, and shaped online culture. The company said late Friday that it'll go dark in the United States on Sunday unless President Joe Biden's administration provides assurances to companies like Apple and Google they will not face some kind of retribution because the fucking copy paste didn't work. The ban would be enacted under a law signed by President Joe Biden in April and marks the first U.S. shut. This is April. Like, okay, they're all freaking out now that this is going to happen tomorrow. And they have known that this has been going on since April. And none of these gals, let alone the other TikTok creators and influencers, have made plans. Like they didn't do any migration. You have this platform. Now would be the time to say, hey, follow me here. And here's my link. How many of them do you think you actually did that?
None. Oh, obviously none. How many businesses fail in the first 5 years?
Oh, 80% of them. I mean, 80%? It depends on what,
And I'm starting to realize it's not because the economy is just that hard. It's just people are really bad at it.
Ryan, don't get me started about my days in banking. Small business, this fucking bullshit in the United States. Small business owners are the backbone of America. No, there are fucking special needs children who should not be let anywhere near money.
I wish just tell more stories about those times, man.
I wrote a book about it. No, trust me. The average American, maybe back in the industrial days, like the 1890s or whatever, but today look at what the fuck. This is what constitutes a business. I'm a TikTok influencer. I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I show my hooge to the internet. That's not business.
Brilliant marketing, by the way. Did you see that kid's little breaking the fourth wall here? But did you see that? We addressed the story Cappy could tell. And what did he do? He funneled this to his book. Now that's marketing.
Okay. Only because that's the most concentrated place for all my stories.
Only because it's a good idea. Okay.
Okay,
thanks, Coach.
It was germane to the topic of conversation. I'm not trying.
You're
to be
allowed to sell things if that's your business to sell.
Where's my affiliate link, Cappy?
The ban would be enacted under a law signed by President Joe Biden in April and marked the first U.S. shutdown of a major social media app, with TikTok boasting 170 million domestic users. That's just the U.S. and an estimated 20 billion in 2025 revenue. The platform has until Sunday to cut ties with its Chinese parent-based ByteDance, or shut down its U.S. operations to resolve concerns it posed a threat to national security. Supreme Court justices upheld the ban on Friday. This article came out this morning in a unanimous decision. I see that scares me. Like if our communists are like, we got to ban this shit, then it must be really fucking bad. And White House.
What I don't understand is how they're going to enforce this. Because like in China, right, they have the Great Firewall of China, where the government can actually filter out what the citizens can access on the internet. But do we secretly have this filter as well in the U.S.?
You're the IT guy.
I think they're actually going to do a much more sinister thing, like Reddit when they learned about quarantining, because they were getting a lot of flack for banning subreddits. But what they figured is just quarantine. They take it out of the robots.txt, so it never pops up on Google. When you subscribe to it, you have to have an account set up. You have to accept the warnings. And they realize people are lazy. You put a couple barriers in the way and they just won't use it. So I guarantee you, they just talk to Apple and Google and take these off your app stores. It's gone. It'll be gone tomorrow.
I could see them doing that, right? Like it's not available on the App Store, but like to prevent people from actually going to TikTok.com and downloading the app themselves and then going into the phone. And
it'll be like drugs. Drugs are illegal, but you can still do them, but most people don't.
I see.
I'm not an IT guy like you, Paul, but I got to imagine you're right. What's to prevent? So it's not in the Apple store. It's not in the Google store, but I can go download it from a Chinese server or maybe directly to the website itself, use a VPN, get it and install it. So I don't know how they're going to effectively ban it, but Ryan's right. I mean, look at how lazy people are. Oh my God, I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. We'll go to Rumble. Whoa, hang on now. I might have to type a URL into my website and do a search, you know.
Dude, that's the Fall Molyneux. He lost over half his audience when he got banned off YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He had millions of subs.
Like, I've seen people following, now that Elon did that thing where you can't have links on your tweet, you have to put it in the comments below. 90% of the already minuscule traffic coming from Twitter is gone now. That's all it takes, man. Just put it in the comment below. That's it.
It's I don't know if the United States government cares that it gets banned in entirety. I think it just wants the majority of people not to lose. And I don't even know, does anyone know what the argument the U.S. government has against it? That was just the CCP scraping our data and trying
that's pretty much it. Yeah,
communists are bad. Yeah.
That the Chinese, like, the data sits on Chinese servers, and the government has access to those Chinese servers, and therefore they have access to American citizen data, and that's a national security concern. You know what the thing is, though, is that Facebook, YouTube, you guys are watching this on YouTube right now, Twitter, Instagram, all those companies collect all of our data. But that's okay. No one bats an eye at that shit, right? Because
it gets hacked half the time anyway.
Yeah. Americans are collecting that. But when the Chinese are doing it, that's nefarious. They're gonna get all my dog pictures and shit.
Yeah, we get scam calls like every other day, or a scam text like every other day. These people have, like, a certain South Asian country probably has my phone numbers, my emails, my backup email, like, because somehow I went on a site like Sheen, like. I think that it's interesting because when Facebook was coming out and everyone was bitching about the Patriot Act and how the government was surveilling us, there were people on Facebook saying, "Hey, I checked into this coffee shop at 9:15 a.m. with this person, and I had this," and they took a picture of their food, what table they were sitting at, and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow. So we're all bitching about the Patriot Act and like how the government's surveilling us. But we're literally.
We're actively putting our lives out here for everybody
exactly
to watch.
Where we're sitting, what coffee we're drinking at what time, with who, at the exact restaurant, and all these things. And there's this content creator guy who's like, he can triangulate positions based on like the shadow and the foliage. I don't know how you say it. Where someone's taking a picture. Like, there's people out there that are professionals at finding exactly where you're at all the time, or where you took a picture.
Yeah, and people rappers get shot.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's worse than.
Girls shop on Shein, and Shein is a Chinese clothing company. They put their credit card information in a Chinese clothing company, and they're like, "Yay, dresses that for $13," and then they complain that their credit cards get hacked. We don't care. We just want easy and accessible.
Help me understand.
You guys were sailors too, though. Remember? Do you remember when Facebook first came out and we were sailing? I don't know if you guys had to. We had to brief. They're like, guys, in Canada, it's considered classified information to let you know when a ship's coming into port, its fuel state, so people can know its capabilities and range. People were like, hey, I'm pulling into Abu Dhabi tomorrow at 10:06 a.m. with my warship. And they're like, you got to stop doing that. That is a serious security infraction.
I'm older than you guys.
I got court-martialed because he FaceTimed his wife up the coast of Norway because we got a little bit of internet signal. And he got court-martialed because we were doing like secret operations, and they can't help themselves.
For you gun guys, this is like putting a flashlight on your gun and then doing night ops, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Tell me how naive I am. Like, okay, say I'm the Chinese Communist Party, right? And I got this app with every idiot in America saying idiot things, or whatever. Facebook, doesn't matter. I'm getting social media data. As far as I can tell, the only thing that's really going to help them is that you get the saucy sex exchanges between some 21-year-old kid and a 25-year-old other kid who someday might become a president or a senator or something like that. And then you got blackmail. Am I too simple in my thinking on that?
Well, there's senators now doing that. Remember that one? Was that senator from Texas who put like a Pornhub video on his?
Yeah.
What?
Horny on Maine. He was horny on Maine. You never get horny on Maine.
Yeah. There's the leverage part of it, sure, Clary. But think of it this way: you can put your finger on the scale. let's say you want to push something in America. Like, I don't know, maybe the whole Troon thing is a Chinese op, and they're like, just start pushing Troon stuff. Get a bunch of transgender stuff in there. And now everybody's Overton window is surrounded, like everything we do. Do they use the bathrooms? Can they have the same sports? Can they do powerlifting? And consider that to be all like just Chinese people putting their finger on the scale of the, propaganda, demoralizing propaganda.
That I can see.
Oh,
I'm just wondering the data point, like what are they collecting the data? And yeah, okay, for blackmail, but beyond that, unless, you know, hey, I'm on the USS Nautilus and we're running this type of engine. Aside from that, I don't understand necessarily the data collection, but I do understand where they're using, God, it's got to be our dumbest, most susceptible and easily programmable group of people in America, young girls, to like, oh my God, let's have trans surgery for children.
All you gotta do is add a 0.1 multiplier to like their influence, and that's it.
Have you guys seen the conspiracy videos about how the actual Chinese version of TikTok shows all the Chinese people like education videos, teaches them like all this stuff, like how to, you know, whatever, and then all of our stuff is just the most retarded stuff on the planet to really dumb us down.
Let me ask you guys this. Isn't it demoralizing? Like, I see that shit and I gotta tune it out. Like, I can't watch it.
Demoralization.
Anymore.
It's the Yuri Bezmenov theory.
I don't know. Ryan made some really good videos with his TikTok series. That was good.
To be fair though, like my girl having him blasting in the background, it does start to have an effect. There's a time where I'm like, just turn it off for a bit. Like, I can't read if I hear fucking middle-aged soccer moms bitching in the background. There's times where I realize, like, dude, I'm in a fucking pissed off mood. Why? And I realize it's because part 7 of the random customer service encounter that you need to know she fucked me. Like, I think it's that pituitary gland shit in our head. You know how like dogs yelping or girls crying or kids screaming gets our like adrenal gland going? I think it's like TikTok's like figured that out. There's some kind of nag gland in the back of our neck that just makes us want to maid or euthanize ourselves.
Yeah, the vocal uptalk from women, I think they're like, get ready with me. So today I met this guy that he didn't have this, and then I just makeup, and this makeup cost me $100. Like, wow. And you're just like, I just went to the store and I paid $30 for like a shitty piece of steak, and you're complaining. Like, I just turn that shit off, right?
I don't even believe it's conspiracy. I believe it is on purpose, but I don't think the CCP is directly contacting these girls. But what gets audibly makes me want to murder kittens is the tone and the ASMR of the girls.
Oh,
today in the life of a Twitter employee, I'm gonna go do this, and just it's nails on a chalkboard. It's that has to be on purpose, either because the girl wants to be completely insufferable to piss people off, but it would not surprise me if there's a little CCP agent behind her, like, okay, now inflect your tone a little bit more. Okay,
inflect your tone a little
bit. Huh?
Nothing.
I also think, like TikTok and Instagram Reels, I think they're just funnels for women's like nude content or semi-nude content. Honestly, like, it doesn't matter what you search, eventually you get like funneled into like, hey, look at my tits and get subscribe to me. Like, you'll be looking like Shiba Inus, right? I just look up silly Shiba Inu videos, and then it'll be like a girl like, hey, here's my Shiba Inu with a little bit of cleavage, and I'm like, sure. Yeah, sure, but there's cleavage. But okay, we can work with this. This is fine. I can still open this in public and have a laugh.
Lie to me. Tell me it's about the dog.
Yeah, exactly. And then you move on, and then it's just like a girl doing a dance with a Shiba Inu in the background, and she's half naked. You're just like, I can't open this in public. She's hot. Let me make sure no one's around. Okay, and then it eventually becomes like, subscribe to my OnlyFans.
The dog is scratching the cage in the background. Get me.
I'm just laughing at the video where it's just a little dog and then like a tit is coming on screen, like sneaking in. What the hell?
I think it's just a funnel for women for their content.
It's an interesting philosophical observation, and there's a little bit of a silver lining, but it's like introducing a virus, but then the population builds up a antibodies or immunity to it. So we got the CCP, if you want to believe it, or just horribly atrocious young 20-something girl egotism doing propaganda, and we get to see it. But like Nuke pointed out, he's street smart enough. He's savvy. He's like, oh, there's a cute girl. He immediately is suspicious and can identify it. And so I'm wondering going forward, let's just admit it. It's been a really fucking sucky 10 years, whether it's TikTok, social media, the sex war. And we're
there was
all
a virus going around too. That
What's that?
Sucked. The policy and the virus coming around, that really sucked.
Yeah. And now I think the population in the United States, they're a lot more street smart. I mean, heck, you look at Trump, the election of him, a lot of people are kind of waking up to this. And I wonder if like this was their one big shot that the Chinese government or whatever political actors wanted to influence. You're not getting these people anymore. People aren't falling for it anymore. And so I don't know how effective this would have been going forward. But in other words, yeah, for the really dumb people, we would probably have to ban TikTok. There might be some more technical reasons the federal government is concerned, security reasons the government is concerned. The Supreme Court rarely is unanimous, but I don't know. It's kind of, at least because we have a free speech, more or less society here, and we took it, we're now aware of it, and it would lessen the propaganda effects going down the road. Like, people know it's bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good talk.
Oh, what are they going to do now? What are they going to do now?
Well, that's what I was getting.
Women are no longer allowed to do their little dance videos and whatever.
Oh, they're just coming to
whatever
Instagram Reels.
must we do?
Where are they going to go?
Do
Do you think this is the end of the TikTok girls? Are they going to go somewhere?
Back to
no, they're going to go to Reels. The thing with Reels is that there's a lot of like chuds and guys that make pro-Trump, pro-content, like pro-man content.
Oh,
so it's going to be a definitely battle to get them to the top. Because every time I go on like Reels just for a laugh, it's always like, yeah, there's like really lame couples content, but then there's guys reacting to how lame couples content is, or how lame or how dumb girls are. Like every 4 Reels, it's like making fun of women for me, right? And then, obviously there's some thoughts seep into your For You page, but it's like that app is like more geared towards guys. And now Zuckerberg is like cool now, I guess, and he may, let a couple things fly, but I don't know.
I think when I do a lot more video shorts than you guys do. What I noticed that TikTok, what was really good about it was that its algorithm was so smart at figuring out exactly what you liked, that after just a couple of weeks, it knew exactly what would keep you on the app, what would keep your attention and stuff, right? And Reels never got there. Reels is random shit that never applies to me. I think the closest algorithm to TikToks would be YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is really good. So I think all those chicks are going to go to Shorts.
Reels is part of Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Reels
I'm the here now.
Yeah, Reels is Instagram. Shorts is YouTube. Yeah.
I do wonder how much wholesale rejection of this is making a comeback. Like, you remember, Cappy, you might remember this. Do you remember when blogs were the biggest thing, and then there was that micro trend where people started buying typewriters?
No.
Because they wanted to like type it the old-fashioned way. I think there's going to be a niche push towards people that just want to read physical books or watch like movies, like not content, not streaming content, not little content, like things you have to focus and pay attention to. I noticed flip phones kind of have their little mini comeback. I don't know how well they're going to take off, but I do think there's going to be a distinct push for stuff like the long form content stuff. Joe Rogan's already like a big example of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden it was like a book reading TikTok that's like, oh, wow, have you guys seen this stuff? And they're talking about like the Sherlock Holmes series or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's novel.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine being someone, let's say you were 15 5 years ago and you're 20 now. You got to be sick of this shit.
Yeah, you haven't seen anything that goes longer than 7 seconds ago in your life. Holy
right.
Shit, this needs 30 seconds of my attention? I love this Vern Fonk commercial.
Well, do you guys remember, like there's channels like Taylor the Fiend or Replicant Fish and all that? And they've been around for like maybe 5-6 years now. At the beginning, you're watching, like we didn't know. You're watching their videos and they're covering some girl on TikTok doing, saying ridiculous stuff. And at first, it doesn't look like it's professionally filmed. The girl's like, you're like, oh, your brain was tricked to think, oh, that's authentic. Now here we are 5 years later, like that's all bullshit. And even the guys covering it are like, this is all bullshit. And now we've identified these gals as you're just doing it for attention whoring and clicks and rage bait. But the same thing is
this guy is
what
Nuke is. He's the one who's identifying it. Redhead libertarian.
Well, right, but everyone kind of knows it's kayfabe. See, I pronounced it correctly there. They know it's kayfabe. So now the 20-year-old who's suffered 5 years of this, not to mention he's had his whatever emotions or mentality stretched and roller coaster rided with all this Jerry Springer bullshit. And you're right. They may just like, I want to read a good book, or maybe I'll go to church. But it gets back to my point that the people now know this. We identify it. We're almost to the point we could name these. Like, for example, my favorite example, you guys know Coco Butte or Coco Beauty? She's the gal who's on the thumbnail. Do you guys remember her?
I know you're talking about the girl. Like, hey, we're not doing dinner, or we're not doing coffee or drinks. We're going to dinner, and that's it. We're gonna see how you eat. Like, kind of like condescending, woman-splaining a date. There you go. She was woman-splaining.
At first, she was one of the earlier ones, and she's like, she's got some fucking accent. You will go and you will pick me up in a limousine.
Oh, that one.
Huh?
That one, I remember.
That one.
Rollo talked about her on one of his streams and wrote about her or something.
Yeah,
recently.
She and him were on a show, I believe, together. And you 5 years ago, you're like, oh my God, these women are horrible. Look at this gal saying, I have to go like 200, and then she will then I will judge, and then I will give you permission to hold my hand. And now we look at it's like, you're a liar. It's all a fucking act.
Didn't she have a breakdown about being lonely or something?
No, she did this. See, and here's how cynical I am, but tell me I'm not wrong. She did the whole I have barren eggs. I have no more good eggs. I did the egg freezing thing. She took off her makeup and she was all crying. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Just get the fuck out of here. You're like,
I thought she was going to storm the Capitol on January 6th. I'm like, there's an ending.
Wait, what? Really?
Oh, it was the Pat Stedman joke. Don't worry about it.
But I think it's over. And yeah, you're right, Ryan. I think people are going to tune out of that shit. Like, this is bullshit. It's always been bullshit. And now I don't know what they're going to go find. But yeah, it's people are going to go look for difference. Plus, it's just.
Wait, Cappy, are you saying that everyone's starting to realize that everything on the internet is a lie? Like Elon being like one of the top Path of Exile players, and then getting the whole gaming community getting rug pulled, and Asmongold telling him, "Hey, there's no way you can actually be this good or this high ranked," and him crashing out for the third time in a month about some lie he said. Yeah, right. I could see how guys are like, and watch it. The next rug pull is going to be the immigration thing, the deportation thing.
Mm-hmm. Right, it kind of has, but yeah.
I mean, FIFA
already announced on the 21st there's going to be a raid in Chicago, and I'm like, good luck. Chicago has lots of interesting corners and guns and all that stuff. Let's see. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see what they have.
First event to Chirac. That's pretty impressive.
Like Cappy, like we did a show on this. Like the rug pulls. Guys are tired. They look at the internet a lot, especially the Zoomer guys, because they grew up on the internet, and they're just like everything on internet is real life, or it's sort of. And then they see that their favorite celebrities and rappers are homosexual now because of Diddy. So the rappers they looked up to and thought were cool are now getting what in the butt. And the athletes are all simps. Like the athletes that you worship are all simps. The girls that pretend to be turbo hose and sad for being turbo hose are actually happy and going to bank and going to the bank and landing a stick in the landing, right? The conservative guys are actually that you guys look up to are actually dorks, right? It's just
the OnlyFans girls are doing it for like $5. They're not even getting money off of it.
Yeah, the OnlyFans girls are just like, I'm gonna do it, and then they get discovered by their family and they have to, nope out. I've seen it happen multiple times. Everyone is starting to realize, oh, the internet is not real. Oh, everyone is incentivized to lie to make a quick buck. Oh, I'm growing. My father didn't teach me this. Oh, now I get it. And then they're kind of moving on. And I think this TikTok thing is part of it,
So, okay, then does it matter where these girls go? Because that's what I was saying.
Guys,
they're going to.
If you look at reels and you look, it's a lot of reels right now. Is young men being self-aware, which is a kind of a white pill within itself, right? It's like a girl will say, for example, there is this girl that said, I have to put on $3,000 worth of makeup every time I go out. And then a guy will make a reel about it's actually $1.17 because you're not using all the makeup that you buy in one go, right? Like guys are making fun of the bullshit. And then you'll see people that like look at, hey, this OnlyFans girl says she made this much, and they'll like analyze. No, actually, she's broke. Here's her at a store asking for like a refund because of like just everyone just calling each other out. And some of the biggest accounts on Reels are people that call bullshit out, like lies from celebrities and all that stuff. Like you saw with Elon, like Asmongold and Penguin Zero, they're making a lot of money right now calling Elon out, and it's like that's good. Guys are tired. They're tired of getting lied to. They're tired of the rug pulls. They're becoming as cynical as you, Cappy, and I think that's a good thing.
I know it is.
Well, that's why I like your thread on it too. When you were calling redhead libertarian like a catfish, and then she went on like the multi-day tirade, and then you did the George Bruno thing. Like, who is this guy? Funniest thing I've ever heard from you, by the way. But yeah, and that was it. And you realize like she's not offended. She doesn't care. She's just using it to milk sympathy points to get things. And I was noticing in the comments, it started from like, Nuke's an asshole to like, why are you still on about this woman? To kind of like, oh, you just want me to sign up to redhead libertarian shit. I get it.
Are we at these Star Wars TV shows yet, Nuke? We had the prequels. We had the sequels. Are we at the TV shows now with her?
Yeah, we're pretty much. That's where we're. And the thing is, like, guys, like the whole Sydney Sweeney is not perfect thing, right? She's a catfish. I'm like, guys are also tired of women faking us out on dating apps or whatever with the makeup, the surgeries, and all that stuff. So that's why they went viral. The thing is that guys are fucking tired of internet lies. They've been. It's like a different type of red pill. Like you get red pill about, hey, women are not what you think they are, whatever, and then hey, the internet's not what you think it is. Turns out that when someone says something, it isn't real. They're incentivized to lie to you, and they will.
So it's
They're becoming cynical old men. I love it.
It's no different than what's happened in the mainstream media. Yeah. People are finally waking up like this is bullshit, and now they're not, which is great. Which is
isn't cool, guys. Turns out he's a nerd. He's a dork. He gets stuffed in lockers. Show us Vivek and all these dorks. They're dorks. They don't know. Yeah. I mean, they're cool, I guess.
Vivek tweeting. What was it? Vivek was tweeting that America doesn't appreciate intelligence. It appreciates the jock and the prom queen. It's a horrible culture. And look at him now. He got fired. Dumbass.
Got shoved in a locker. Dude, the worst ones are the new ones with like Chris Rufo, Cernovich, Matt Walsh with their pick up your life by your bootstraps, get a job at Panda Express. Dude, the Zoomers were just like, all right, you want it? Let's do it. And they're fucking like, fuck you. Buy yourself a $25 beater car, drive across the country, dumpster dive, and make your fortune. It was like they were this close to talking about like work your way up from the mailroom. I was like, holy shit.
What was it?
Walk into a job and ask if they shake their hand firmly and ask if they have a job opening.
Oh, yeah. No, what was it? I just saw a tweet. What was it? People are calling Mike Cernovich Horatio Troonblower.
So if people aren't buying it anymore, are these TikTok girls going to go away? Like that?
Unless the girls supply them.
No, because we can make fun of them, right? Just like troons aren't going to go away because conservatives can make fun of them. It's like it's a symbiotic relationship. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to suck then, because debasing themselves online for clout is going to be the new thing. So it's like, remember that chick in OnlyFans who pretended to be a dog, and she like, bought a house with her first payout? Mm-hmm. We're going to start seeing like a race to the bottom. And I don't know. It's going to be
ferrets.
Oh, and it's going to be so fun at first. Like, oh, look at that chick demeaning herself, and look at that chick. And then eventually you're kind of be like, it's going to like pity. Like, oh, how bad do you need this money, madam?
So I'm worried where that's going. Here's a question. Like a journalist major who they will do nothing but be a leftist journalist and they will not get a real job. These gals are more or less ideologically committed. Like they got a little taste. They maybe made a little bit of money, but they're not going anywhere. They have to do this, right? They're addicted.
Unless they nail the landing with a husband.
Oh, that's
will they?
But that's like you. Will you leave the mill job? If I win the lottery, fucking rights, I will. Not everybody wins the lottery, though.
Will Ryan Stone leave the manosphere?
Dude, if this book like sells 10,000 copies in the first month, you'll never see me again. Fuck all of you, I'm out.
I'll miss you.
I'll say this, Cappy. These chicks aren't going anywhere. Like, for instance, you know, I know some of these chicks, right? Like, just for instance, this one chick, Sarah Dawn Moore. She has over 500,000 followers on TikTok. She's used that to leverage a big following on Instagram, and she has an equal amount of followers on YouTube. Like, they're not going anywhere. Like, the chicks that have really built up a big following, they've already sort of expanded out to these other platforms. They're just going to just keep making that content on the other platforms.
Well, that aside, yeah, that's what I'm trying to measure is I understand if you're financially motivated, and I understand if you are attention whore motivated, but there seems to be another. I mean, they got nothing else to do. It's an existential thing. If you take away attention and money, which kind of that's what the removal of TikTok does. I mean, what are they doing it for? And I got to imagine it's just, yeah, okay, financial and all that. But I imagine if you took away their money and you took away their attention, they're just going to go seek it out somewhere else.
Yeah, I would say that the ones that are going away are going to be like the soccer moms that they've put all their eggs in the TikTok basket, and they haven't leveraged that to build a following everywhere else already. Those ones are going to go away, you know. But
dude, how funny is that? We just made things so easy that we're bored, and that's the only reason any of this is happening. Like, you put a giant public works project, guys will leave the internet tomorrow. Or if I don't know what the female equivalent of that is. But some big thing that requires a lot of people to devote time and effort to, and then people have something to do with their lives so they aren't bored, and then all of a sudden TikTok disappears.
Yeah, but My Truth brings up a good point in the chat. Like, race to the bottom. How many dicks can I suck in 12 hours? We're already at that point.
Yeah, that's like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Yeah, that chick that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, she's already talking about having the world's biggest, like, you know,
anal. Oh my god!
Now. Like,
her doctor is gonna love her.
That's because
her 100 dicks in a day thing. Didn't that European chick like beat that the fuck out like 2 days later?
Yeah,
it was like the quickest speed run record overcome ever. It was so funny.
You're like the new
her next goal was 1,000. That bitch already beat her by 1,059.
Kilo deadlift.
She goes, okay, fine. I'm going to do it with anal though.
Well, and it remember, maybe I don't know all your guys' background when you were kids, but in my day there was Jerry Springer and the shock things and professional wrestling, and you believed it for a while. And then you just one day, I don't know, 14 or 15, you're like, why am I watching? Like, this is not real. This is bullshit. I should go out and play. Is that kind of happening then on a nationwide level here?
TikTok's attitude era?
Yeah, like it's kind of over. It's right. You know, it had its run. People's tastes have changed. In other words, the consumption of the content changed people's tastes, and especially, I guess, as it got more and more ridiculous, like this girl, oh yeah, I slept with 1,000 people. The fuck you did. And now it's gone beyond the pale. The curtain's been pulled back, and now people just go on and do something else.
Yeah, but it's like it's going to be a really hard jump to go from like online to real life. But once you go to real life and you really like immerse yourself, a lot of things become kind of stupid online, you know, like the whole touch grass thing, like
Saturday like morning podcasts.
Yeah, like for example, like this whole 1,000, like for example, you see a lot of these TikTok girls shaking their ass or saying, hey, I sucked 1,000 dicks or whatever they're doing these days, right? And then you realize when you're out dating or in social circles or whatever, you realize like a girl shaving her legs before she goes out to meet me on a date is more sexual than a girl saying, hey, I'm going to suck 100 dicks, right? Because that's in the abstract. It's 100 abstract dicks. She's not doing it because she likes those guys. She's not doing it because it's fun, you know, because she would be doing it without she'd be like, hey, it's Tuesday. I'm going to do this for me and have fun for my birthday. I'm going to do this. But it becomes sillier. Yeah, it's like Plato. What is it? Plato's Cave. You start seeing it for what it is, and you're just like,
dicks.
You know, exactly. It's abstract. No, it's all abstract.
Then the dicks will all kill you when you point it out. Like, hey, it's just dicks on the wall. Don't you dare tell me the truth.
There, Plato's dicks.
if we've gone through this cycle with, let's just say, intellectually dishonest content creators, just clickbait, rage bait, and all that. I'm kind of wondering, doesn't it kind of, unless you're if I may pat my own back, and many of us here, I got a track record of being authentic, right? It's kind of, I'm pissed at the world. This is bullshit. Da 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 da.
Picture person. You're
what you get.
Yeah, Cappy is the same guy in person. Yeah.
Right.
Except for he wears really kick-ass cowboy boots when he goes out.
Right. I do have some nice cowboy boots.
Yeah.
But now that you have focusing on the girls, the TikTok and, oh my God, 1,000 dicks and all that, no one trusts them anymore. And we've already kind of seen this. It doesn't mean now you can just switch and pivot to a traditional, okay, for example, Nuke, a girl like, I'm going to shave my legs today. Nobody believes these girls anymore. Like, no one trusts the internet anymore after this. And now you don't even have the option to do something real and authentic unless you're an old fuck like me who's been doing it for a while and you got some kind of cachet or canon backing you up. And
reputation is what you mean.
What's that?
There's a reputation again now. Like there was before the internet. Your reputation matters.
Right. Right,
awesome.
but
Loving it.
There's not, in other words, it's not, I'm wondering if people can even pivot anymore because you're not, I mean, how many, I hate to keep bringing them up. Has Destiny lost followers yet? Or people still believe in that bullshit?
I think at this point,
I thought he was banned.
His train wreck is too entertaining for people not to watch.
I think can't look away. Yeah, you can't look away from the
Oh my God, he's going. She's going.
Yeah, like guys, people on the internet, they want to make money easily. They don't want to go to an office. They don't want to get more certifications. They don't want to save money. They just want to say whatever it takes. And every society, like Nietzsche said this, like there's going to be a class of shameless people, right? And that's all the cameras are going to be on the shameless people because they're entertaining and they make us angry. And as the society grows, there's going to be more shameless people. The problem is now that a lot of those shameless people, the younger generations take them seriously, right? That's the problem here. Like us older, crusty, cynical people are just like 100 dicks. Yeah, I remember when Lisa Sparks did that. Good times. And then we move on with their life,
This is how Jerry Springer got popular. You guys seen that documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, I'm better than that whore that's on the stage. That's what it is. You want to feel good and all that stuff. But the truth is, like, those people are they know that they're part of the show. They're part of the thing. They know that they have to be pieces of shit. That's why they either say what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear. Because being in the middle is like boring. You'd be like, okay, C-SPAN, something. I'm going to change the channel to Ben Shapiro attacking Andrew Tate. Ah, yes, finally something interesting.
The man who back married that too, Nuke. Those little nickel shows. You guys used to have freak shows in the States off the road. That's exactly what this is. And it's like even the pieces, like the bearded lady. What is that if not Dylan Mulvaney? The fattest man in the world. Well, that's Boogie. You're just literally watching the old freak shows of the American golden age. And porn. Yeah. When you were talking about the being in the middle sucks, you're right. Because I remember there was this interview. I actually read it for the article where they were talking about like barely legal chicks. Awesome. Threw them out everywhere. MILFs, absolutely everywhere. Loved them. It was chicks that were like 25 to 30, like hot, prime-aged women. That was like the least popular genre. And that's why a lot of these chicks ended up having to do, and you always have to make like the BBC. That was the jump. Like once you do that, there's no going back. There is a demographic you're going to lose forever, which I'm assuming that's this like white guys that don't want to see that.
The last thing you do apparently as a porn girl is like, you do like content that's very like relationship kind of like, and then you go into more hardcore. And then at the end of the thing is like BBC and gangbangs. Cause at that point you have to do it to stay.
Well, and then you suck a shotgun.
But yeah, but just being a normally aged, adult, attractive women, it's like it's such a bland thing that it's like the least popular category. You're better off just being one of those VTubers.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of guys will prefer the bimboed up, like fake lips, fake ass, fake titty women because it's like it's fascinating to see a woman turn herself to a sex object. But even if the sex isn't really that good, a normal girl will fuck you better than the average porn star, But guys just need that, that outrage kind of like factor,
They need Transformers.
Like, you're such a dirty whore. You're such a dirty whore. I hate you, Lily Phillips. Like black men. I'm a white nationalist. BBC porn, BBC porn. I'm just
Hang
like,
on,
guys,
now I gotta go. I looked up Lisa Sparks and I read it. Lily Phillips.
See,
don't
Lisa,
make
she's
sure
got
your
like
search
a.
is
Like
on.
Oh,
a
that's the
Make
gal.
sure your
Okay.
search is on.
Wait, Ryan, didn't you once say that the whole BBC thing is a white man's fetish?
yeah, well, I put it better than that. I can't remember, but yeah, it's essentially that. It's the people that are angriest about it tend to be the ones that secretly jerk off to it, which explains why they're so angry about it. Makes sense to me.
No, it does.
Because I mean, how many times have you seen guys on the internet too bitching about some grievance du jour, and then you find out, oh, that's exactly what his problem was.
Oh yeah. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guy
Like
the
Matt
guy that
Walsh,
he
I guarantee you, he talks about being a great father so much. I bet you his kids don't talk to him.
Well, they're two,
Yeah.
so
Doesn't he have more? Doesn't he have like 5 or something? Isn't he like Catholic and just keep pumping?
He's got a
out?
lot. Yeah.
mm.
I'm pretty sure
don't
he
know.
used in vitro fertilization too, like because he has two sets of twins. That's pretty indicative of a person that pushed off his wife pushed off childhood until.
Aside from some minor disagreements that I have with Matt Walsh, I do agree with him on most things, and I generally like the guy. But getting back to our point about theater, dude, that haircut and your flannel, bullshit. There's gag balls involved there somewhere, which I'm fine with. That's okay. I don't. There's gotta. Nothing is that squeaky clean. You know, there's got to be balance. So I got a huge entry on the debit side of the account. There's got to be a huge entry on the credit side of the account somewhere there. There's no, and that's fine. I'm okay if he's got his kink on. I'm just saying.
I mean,
that's
knows?
a perfect example of presenting yourself on the internet.
Yeah. Hiding your shame.
Who knows? His wife likes it in the pooper. I mean, let them have their fun, you know? Why not?
Imagine he was schlepping around with Candace Owens, and that's why he stayed out of the whole Ben Shapiro argument.
Wow.
That would be a thing. My theory is like Riley Reid.
Nationalist of him.
You know what my theory is with Riley Reid? I think her husband is more sexually deviant than she is. And she's the victim in that relationship. That's my theory. I think the guy's like, all right, time to tie you up. You guys remember the scene of Euro Trip, Club Vandersex, where the guy's tied? Yes. Yeah, that's probably Riley Reid every night, and he like whips her, forces cake down her mouth. I think that's what's going on there. That's my theory about that.
That'd be funny. She's not settling down and nailing the landing. He is.
I swear to you, it makes so much sense because Riley Reid's like, I'm a whore, but like I just like gangbangs. The guy's like, oh, you like gangbangs? What about gangbangs where you're tied to the ceiling and I'm forcing an apple up your whatever hole? And she's like, it sounds fun, I guess. And they're like, let's get married. We could do this every day. And she probably has to go to the hospital every week over some sex related.
Are they happy? That's all that matters.
What's the safe word?
They are on the gram. On the gram, they're happy as shit.
Word?
Yeah, an apple, man. That's oddly specific, Nuke.
Yeah, Nuke. Why an apple?
Plums or pears have interesting shapes. Kind of helps with.
Wow,
dude, tell us.
You seem to know a lot about fruit for sex. Yeah,
I've been to Thailand, Nuke. I get it. It's just a turtle. It's fine. It's natural.
Literally anywhere in Europe, in the back street, we're not supposed to be.
Oh yeah, Amsterdam, red light.
Can confirm.
Yeah. All right, let's do some super chats here. Get these out of the way. My Truth, the King, $5. Cappy isn't old. He's still young and late. So much for starting at 0900 on the dot. I bet you he still listens to music and goes above the posted speed limit. I rarely listen to music, and I always go above the speed limit.
I was so surprised you were into Rammstein and Guar.
Yeah, back when I still like them. Yeah. I do it. I moshed and I had long hair.
Is into Rammstein?
Was into Hootie and the Blowfish or?
No, not like KMFDM, Revolting Cox.
Of course, you're into industrial. That's like it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails. Yeah, absolutely. Journey Trials enjoy $5. It's because Gen Z lacks social skills that came easy for us older generations. TikTok is outworking the lack of personal social skills. That's not wrong. Like, if you don't know how to go out into the real world and touch grass and have a little bit of cynicism, you would fall for everything on the internet because that's all you've consumed. I'm wondering if it's just, like I said, gone so far beyond the pale. Even the Zoomers like, this is bullshit, and I'm not believing it anymore. Nerds Who Lift, $2. Cappy, do you know the politician Barry McCulkin? No, I do not. Do you guys?
Didn't he beat the wet bandits in his house at Christmas?
Let's look it up.
Barry McCulkiner, isn't that?
Yeah. Oh, right. Other Culkin. Yeah.
Barry McCulkiner. Okay. There's a Barry McCulkiner.
Yeah.
Not a Barry. All right. I'll look that up later.
Did you just get Mo pranked called?
I think
you're basically Mo from The Simpsons right now.
Mo.
Prince Revolver, $5. Women aside, TikTok and the gross oversharing of personal information is one of the reasons I hope it gets banned. Yeah, do you guys care if TikTok gets banned? I'm all free speech, but fuck you people on TikTok. Fuck you.
No,
I don't
care.
If
it went away tomorrow, don't fucking care.
I mean, a lot. We'll hear a million voices of women cry out and suddenly silenced when they find the new app. So we can move on.
It is no different than the LA Times is shutting down, or they laid off a bunch of people at the New York Times or whatever newspaper that hates my guts. I just can't care.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, or a video game company that made a shitty game and they're laying off people. You're just like,
you see what happened to BioWare?
No, but I'm assuming they laid off a lot of people because they made something that sucked.
they made a shitty trans game called Veilguard, and their she transition team head just quit. And there's speculation now they're going to shut down the Edmonton for you, Ryan. They're shutting down the Edmonton.
Our economy's not quite in the shitter yet. We got to prep for those 25% tariffs and oil embargoes.
Yeah, you guys didn't have enough gay people in your video games that you created for the world. So,
God, in Edmonton, man, that's sad.
Yeah, I didn't. It's oil up there. I mean, there's a video game studio up in Edmonton.
It's a long story, but essentially government subsidizes the companies to come up there. So they use them as feeder corporations. You work for them a year and then they transfer you to the American office. So it's literally just like a brain drain grift.
Oh, wow.
Paid for by the taxpayer.
Okay. Prince Revolver, again, $10. If you can't be bothered to get a useless degree, just become a TikTok content creator. You could be an expert dating coach, a psychologist, a therapist, etc., but without debt and money. Have you noticed one of the things that tipped me off that the TikTok was bullshit? All the girls are good looking. They might be different ages, but they're all good looking, adjusted for age. And
no, they're not. Not all of them.
Really? You don't think so? Well, I know not all of them, not 100, but why is it the ones that always make it across a feed or some? It's always some good looking damsel who's calling. Oh my God, it's so horrible and all
because
that.
people like good looking chicks. The ugly ones get downvoted, right?
Yeah. Well, right. That's what
scroll past the ugly bitch.
Show me a TikTok gal who's ugly that has over 1 million subscribers.
Well, there's Gorlock.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh my God!
True.
But that was very.
I know someone. I don't want to say her name out loud because
I absolutely loved the Gorlock edit with Optimus Prime. I laughed so hard.
I like the Star Wars one with Jabba. That one was. I was not expecting that. That was great.
She's like the Star Wars kid for Zoomers now, apparently. Jesus.
God almighty. That imagine what's that gal's life like? Like you wake up every day and I'm that person now.
Well,
it's like that kid who gets bullied in high school, but he likes the attention, so he just leans in on it. You're right, guys. I am a nerd.
Yeah, it's that guy that used to eat a lot, but then he got skinny. What was his name? Nikocado.
Oh, yeah.
Nikocado.
Yeah. Everyone's like, they kept giving him money so he could kill himself by eating, and then he lost the weight.
He recorded all those videos, right? And then all of a sudden he dropped that video that he was losing weight the whole time, something like that.
Yeah, there was like 3 months, a 3-month gap, and then all of a sudden he loses 150 pounds. So he had clearly set it up. I remember that.
Nice. I hope he made his money and saved it all.
Oh yeah. Well, probably not. But
I hope guys are finally figuring out this is all fake and lame and stupid. Even me, maybe I'm not really who I say I am. Guys, look into it because the internet is all a lie. You don't fucking know who's who.
Going back to this guy, Prince Revolver, you don't even need TikTok to do that. To become a coach, you don't really need to do that. Just know your shit and then know how to sell, man. That's all you need.
Talk to guys like Jack Murphy,
Half my Manosphere mornings are making fun of these guys. It's huge.
I remember coming up with Asshole Consulting. It's coming up on 11 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, I'll try this with it. And then fucking everyone's a goddamn coach. Everyone's a fucking coach.
Jack Murphy is now an insurance agent. Health insurance. I mean, There's always hope, boys. There's always hope.
Yeah.
Does he still have his men's club or whatever the hell it was?
No, he's now in health
limitable
insurance.
order or whatever.
Yeah, but that, I mean, once you set that up and then it goes away, like whatever happened to who was Rolo's annoying stalker guy?
ADJ? Anthony Dream Johnson.
Do you want to narrow that down?
Yeah, Anthony Dream Johnson. Didn't he have like? Is he around anymore?
No,
what happened?
Yes,
he's gone.
Yes,
Wait,
he's on Substack.
devil.
I saw him there, and I was like, "Fuck that!" Block him immediately.
Yeah.
And then I checked his follower list, blocked all them. Not going near that. And John Anthony, the guy who slept with 1,300 chicks,
In
just
Brazil.
had a falling out. Yeah, Brazil boy. He just had a falling out video. Why ADJ and I aren't friends anymore. I didn't watch it, but I screenshotted the fucking thumbnail for Cloud. I was like, "This is fucking hilarious."
But yeah, I mean,
When the guy who sleeps with
well.
troons and hookers and whatever doesn't want anything to do with you, you know something's up.
but it's my money because I never knew when this was going to end. I still don't know, you know. But I'll tell you, if you went in there with bullshit and like shock and awe, and hey, look at this ridiculous shit I'm doing, inevitably I guess you have to start actually believing it. It becomes your lifestyle, and then you got to one up yourself to the point it's kind of like destiny. Like what's the next trick?
Well, that's just it. They have to find a new audience, but there's no more new audiences. So I think all of them have their very, like everybody can find a sycophant if you look hard enough. And I think they have their very small niche ceiling, and that's it. This is as far as they're ever going to make it. It's the biggest they're ever going to be. And it's just that. And it doesn't matter what they do. Those guys will be fiercely loyal.
Let me ask you guys this. Now that we know what the formula is and the algorithm is out, is there any places people can pivot anymore? Because what are your main pivots? Religion, Stoic philosopher,
left to right,
right to left. Yeah. I mean, if you have been so adamant, like your entire catalog of work is X, and all of a sudden, like, oh my God, why? No matter what it is, like that Nyla Ray gal, where I'm a internet whore. Oh, now I'm born again, baptized. Oh, now I'm an internet whore again. Like you can only do that so many times. So I don't know where, if the pivot has become common parlance and everyone knows it, can you pivot anymore?
It's a good question. How many pivots do you think there are? There's probably a good 10. Because there's like the Jesus, like you said, left to right switching. There's that new like vegan, like mystical
health
bullshit.
Okay, but then I would throw in health.
Right? Ayahuasca, spiritual stuff is a pivot.
Yeah, that guy. That stuff.
He went to he became a Muslim and now he's doing Christianity shit. So there's like you can pivot between religions apparently.
Fatherhood, you could be a degenerate and then have a kid, and all of a sudden like there's that one.
Family life would be I'm not kidding.
Lifestyle branding. Look at how cool my car is.
Let's write this down.
But you're right. Like a lot of people have gotten through like 80% of those. Like, where do you go?
But whatever happened to Adam 22? You know, whatever
he's still
happened to
doing his thing. I think he's still he's like the, you know how like a big account on Twitter is just like, can you believe that this news? Like he'll post news that someone else posted and be like, what are your thoughts, or something like that kind of account, like low effort, Yeah.
So he's got his niche. He's hit his ceiling, and he's just there now. He's like ADJ, but bigger and more cucked. Well, slightly more cucked.
Yeah, he can't, like, his wife can only fuck so many black guys. Like,
we're out of black guys in the town.
Exactly. Like
we got to go to Europe or back in time.
How about
I think
this?
that's another one of those relationships where like everyone thinks she's the degenerate, but it's like he's the one that's like, you're gonna have sex with this guy whether you like it or not. Understand? And she's like, but can't we just go out to like ice cream with the kids? No, I need this. I'm telling you,
we got a mortgage payment.
They get married to sexual deviants, and they're the victims. Trust me.
All right, tell me if I'm missing something here. Religion, family, health and fitness, politics, dating/sex war, sexuality like gay, bi, oh my God, MNG, philosopher, and then travel adventure. You know what? Video games, because I am covering video games. Video games.
Well, just entertainment in general. Culture, video games, cars,
culture. Yeah, I don't want to avoid hobbies. There's nothing wrong with you being a car collector. I'm talking about like a value. I am better. I know the way. This is the way. Follow my path type of thing. So I think that's it. Video games, pop culture, travel, adventure, philosopher, sexuality, the dating and sex war, politics, health and fitness, family and religion. That's about 9 that I got right there.
They can do ethnic content. Like, let's say you live in another country and all of a sudden you're just like, this is
travel adventure. That's travel.
Oh,
adventure.
okay, yeah. That covers that then, yeah.
I'm looking at Adam22's Twitter, and unless he posts tits, Nuke is getting way more engagement on Twitter than him.
Oh, the only other thing I could see, Clary, would be like inbred stuff. Like I'm yelling at content, like infighting stuff,
Just
like,
drama for drama's sake.
Yeah, drama for drama's sake.
Yeah, okay. What wasn't Sneeko part of that? And
one of the pioneers. No, yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is the John Anthony lifestyle guy. That was his thing. Most people do that once they run out of ideas, because that's all you can do is just harp on how much of an asshole everybody is.
Yeah,
it's
drama
so easy
and internet
everybody
beefs.
is an asshole.
Yeah, internet beefs.
I guess Keemstar is kind of like the king of that sphere.
I guess there's people that kind of like join bigger media conglomerates, like Tim Pool to Daily Wire. Like, I mean, it didn't happen, but like,
no, that's a move. No, I like having this list because
I don't know if that counts as a pivot.
It will tell you, not all people, but when someone switches from one of these topics to another, I really am suspicious of their authenticity. Where, for example, Anna Kasparian, she was probably still is with the Young Turks. And all of a sudden, she's not as Democrat as she used to be. Fuck you, lady. You're a fucking line whore. Fuck you. It's just,
isn't that her things like 98% progressive except for the Troon bathrooms? That's the only part she doesn't like. That
no, she got assaulted by some Democrat degenerate she voted for, and even if authentic, I believe she was. I don't believe she did that. I believe that did happen, but now all of a sudden, like, oh my god, and you're seeing it now with the media switching. I think
the biggest pivot right now is racial, right? Because even Dan Bilzerian, he's on a
Rachel
Piers
Motley,
Morgan talking about.
Rachel?
Oh yeah, he's on the Chosen People tour. I saw that.
Dan Bilzerian.
Dan Bilzerian.
It's really weird.
Playboy
it's really weird on
anti. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but on X, I've noticed that platform's really gotten like anti-Jew. It's like I watch a video. It's anti-Jew, people from India, and it's like when I watch a video, and then I scroll up, the first video right after mine is something about why the Jews are bad, and then
that tells us something about your algorithm, Paul. You mean to tell us something?
It's just
you're hiding. You're hiding Jews under the floorboards, are you not?
No, you're right.
There, do you used to be blonde?
I did, yeah.
No, he's right. A lot of well, dude, even like the H-1B visa thing, the pull yourself up by your bootstraps argument. Somebody made like a satirical post about the Austrian painter. He got set down by his country, and they put him into prison, and he wrote a book. And you too can run your own country. Like this guy in the 1930s, like, holy shit.
You just added another one, Ryan. Conspiracy. That's another conspiracy.
Yes.
That's a good one. Yeah. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, let's go through some more of the super chats here. Sergio Cole has 10 British pounds. Thank you. Alex Patino, our truck driving Latino agent in the field. About the kittens, here's some money in case you get demonetized. I'm not going to murder kittens. That's a joke. We're not going to murder the kittens. Prince Revolver, $5. So long as women exist, there will always be a safe haven for them. All they need to do is change gears, and people will forget. That's kind of where you're pushing the balloon down. Where is the air going to go? I think they'll disperse it at different platforms and all that, but there is a compunction they have to do this that is neither financial nor attention. They will go and do it. I guess it doesn't matter why they feel compelled to do it, but they are going to go somewhere so they can talk, and maybe it's cathartic for them. I don't know. Nonstop Drake, $2. Some now use Red Card. It's another Chinese app. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Where Red Card or Red Note is the app. It's ranked #1 on the Play Store. Y'all went from one Chinese app to another. What if the United States government just does the same damn thing?
Just bans Red Note. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I looked into ByteDance, which owns TikTok, and yeah, they legit have a CCP officer. They have a CCP committee. It is effectively part of the CCP. I mean, I know their ownership is not the government mostly, but I'm sure there are some security concerns, and it just shows you how short-sighted people are. I'm going to Red Note. It's like it's the same damn thing. It's just except now they have the skids greased because they've done this before. They can expedite another banning of Red Note this time. Dre, $2. Rest in Pete Cappy's TikTok page. Man yelling at clouds. My Truth, the King, $2 over 9,000 dicks. No oversized Stoke motion. What the fuck, Cappy? I don't what. Dark Knight Dev, $2. Troy said it best. Enjoy the decline. Are you trolling me, Dark Knight?
He wrote the book.
I wrote the book called Enjoy the Decline. Troy Francis, that mods of
James Bond.
James Bond. He should, if he was an actor, he'd be the perfect man for it. Mods, it's all $5. Do not want TikTok banned as women will turn their attention to us. It will not be pleasant. They're not gonna care. They couldn't care less about us. And My Truth, the King, $2. Hey everybody, see more butts. I need to see more butts.
Yeah, it's Bart calling Mo. You're Mo the bartender, Cappy, right now.
I know. I've seen Simpsons before you were alive. There,
damn.
It's a pretty old show. Yeah.
Pretty old show. All right, let's do this for the final question, and we'll get out of here. Let me get that out of the way. Where do you see the future of the internet going? Where these girls are going to go now that we're the curtain has been pulled back from the internet? Now we got one of the larger platforms probably likely being banned tomorrow. Tell us what the future you see in the internet. Let's go with Paul.
I actually don't think TikTok's going to get banned. I think it's going to be one big nothing burger, and it's business as usual going after that.
Okay, cool.
And then we're doing our final thoughts and plugging our shit. Is that what we're doing?
Not yet. We'll do final thoughts, then we'll plug our shit.
All right, I got to plug my shit. Okay.
Nuke can't hear. There he is.
So where the future of this is going? Well, like the sexes will go. They'll be, they'll divide more over time. And I would just say the competent people will always figure it out. And the lazy people and incompetent people will always bitch and complain. It's always been like that. You either figure it out or you don't. And, as the Zoomers become older, because they're the ones that use these apps the most, they're going to realize that they're too busy to care. They're going to start, actually having important positions at companies and maybe juggling women or family or whatever hobbies, and they're gonna realize like what some old Russian hag woman says on the internet is not my problem. I have things to worry about. And I think every generation goes through that filter of social media. Hey, care about this, care about social media, climate change, care about the chosen race, care about South Indian country of unspecified South Indian country, care, and then they're gonna realize, wait a minute, nothing I do really changes anything. I got work in the morning. I want to play some video games instead, walk my dog, and call up that girl. And that, like, all men go through that little hazy phase when they're really young, where they're told to care because male sacrifice is really important for these things to actually happen, and they realize, this isn't moving the needle in my life, and they move on. I think that's what's going to happen. Every generation goes through it, so yeah.
Cool. Jack.
They're just going to go to a new app. Done.
Good. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm with Paul. Nothing ever changes. I agree. What it seems to me like, the fact that people are watching TikTok is dead on TikTok seems like marketing to me. I don't think it's actually going down. I think it's a lot of hullabaloo over nothing. I think America doesn't want it to go down because a bunch of senators, their kids love the TikTok platform, and they're just trying to get votes. I don't think it's going to change. I don't think it's going to go away. And if it does go away, it'll just be the same company, TacToke or something like that, just some different app. Nothing's going to change. Women are still going to be bored with too much time on their hands. They're going to finger fuck something. Might as well be this.
Or some shit.
Yeah. I don't think I'm way more jaded in this too with Nuke, where he's like, yeah, people are going to move on. That's true. That's going to be the churn. It's like anger content in Red Pill, right? Why are guys so angry all the time? It's not. Guys have their year of anger phase. They get over it. And then a new generation comes and takes it every year.
They get a blowjob. A girl gives them a blowjob. A girl with big tits gives them a blowjob, and they're just like, "Oh,
I'm gonna get married."
Yeah.
No, they're just like, "Oh, okay." Anyways, they move on.
It's just like high school. There's another grade 12 coming every year, ready to graduate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
get
nothing's
older,
going to
they
change.
stay the same age. Every Red Pill content creator is like, I get older and they stay the
same age.
Yeah.
Dazed and confused.
Come to me, fellas. I will lead you
to the promised land.
And the only possible Black Swan event is somebody will figure out a new niche, a new thing to pivot to, like something that we haven't done yet, and then it will be flooded like the Wild West. And that's the only thing that kind of worries me. Some kind of money-making, like how Bitcoin was when it first started getting popular. There'll be some content creation version of that, and everybody will rush to it. And now all of a sudden, I can't believe we lived without it. And that's what worries me, because all the good stuff's taken. It's going to be the most retarded thing ever. Like eating Tide Pods, but for real this time, or something stupid like that.
Yeah, Mia Khalifa did porn with her hijab, and now every woman did porn with her hijab within like a month. You know?
Oh yeah, that's a perfect example. Yeah, and all of a sudden, like, nobody's Muslim. It's like Tate. Like, you aren't Muslim. Shut up. But Muslim was cool for like 10 minutes.
Ryan, remember Carl's story? What was it? What did he say? Like, she didn't want to have sex before marriage, but I will never forget that she pushed on giving me a blowjob in her hijab. Something.
Oh yeah, the guilt
he
stuff.
just couldn't get over it.
All right,
yeah,
I will throw my 2 cents. I'll echo what Nuke said. People are going to grow up. They're growing up quicker now because they're realizing. I think that just the past couple months alone, the bullshit's starting to be exposed. And in 5 to 10 years' time, the Zoomers are going to look and say, "Yeah, do you remember when we were dumb and young and we watched those videos? We thought it was real." Kind of like, "Oh yeah, we thought
Elon was good at Path of Exile. Remember that, guys?"
Yep.
Remember that?
I think it's going to happen, but I'm going to be kind of optimistic. I think that the Generation Alpha is going to be more street smart and realize, yeah, this is all bullshit, because they have the internet now to realize the internet is bullshit. And I kind of agree with Paul and Ryan. They're going to go somewhere. Jack, they are going to go somewhere. I do believe TikTok will not be saved tomorrow, but the brand name is still out there. So as a Chinese company, I think they would work out a deal later, so it may not be gone forever. But they'll just find a new platform. But their influence and effect on the internet will be dwindled, lessened, as it already significantly has. And I think that they'll largely be ignored and treated as the rage bait that they are. All right, let's go to where we could find everyone. Paul?
Yeah, if TikTok gets banned tomorrow, guys, you can find me on Instagram and YouTube.
Ironic.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm hosting a Dragon Ship after this today. We're going to be talking about being prepared for disasters, because of all the stuff going on in LA, the fires and stuff like that. We're going to give some tips on how you can be more prepared in situations like that. Tune into the podcast on Monday. I found a really good post from the Red Pill Archive from a guy who applied the Red Pill praxeology in his marriage to turn things around. And then after 8 years, he came back and gave an update. It was actually a very positive update. And then he also had a whole bunch of excellent tips that he's been applying in his marriage to keep things positive. So we're going to talk about that.
Did and one then, more please call him an F word after that?
Yes. And then my book, Get Her to Fuck You Again, is available on Audible now. So I can't post a link because Cappy still won't fucking give me a wrench. But Jack, if you can post that in the chat, that'd be good. But yeah, you can get Her to Fuck You Again on Audible now.
Cool. Nuke.
I just put my fashion course in the chat. It's 10,000 words, 30 something pages, $30, guys. 44 concepts on how to dress better. It's a low hanging fruit. You don't need to you do much except take a look at your wardrobe and your overall style environment. And, it's great to learn and kind of conceptualize and move forward with your self-improvement. And then my Substack's in the chat as well. So subscribe to that. $7 a month. I write like 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm releasing free articles too. So that's all I have.
Cool. Jack?
New Substack released this morning. It's about Frame. Go check it out. Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan, is your book out Audible yet?
No, not yet. This hasn't even come out yet. It's not coming out until Valentine's because Prax 3 just came out. And I haven't started the audiobook on that one yet. And then Fuck Files' re-release is going to be at the end of the month. But the one I'm pushing now, the pre-sales for Dog Walker. Dude, you guys are going to love it. I just got my friend Kirsten to write the blurb for it. And as she puts it, in this groundbreaking exploration of contemporary romance from the male perspective, Stone delivers a brutally honest examination of love, self-deception, and the patterns we create, both to find connection and avoid it, with sharp wit and brutal honesty. So it's like, it's good. Even this is like the author copy. There's some technical mistakes on there that had to be polished out before the final version got out. But even that one, with its flaws, like everybody who's read it likes it, enjoys it, truly enjoys it. So just fucking grab it. You guys are going to enjoy yourselves. It'll be the best.
It's funny. It's funny.
It'll be the best 8 hours you get to kill your time with. Yeah, there she is.
There she is. Look at that.
And yeah, the link, he didn't wrench me either. It's just ryanstone.com/dogwalker.
I'll put it in there.
I'll put it. I got it. Hang on. See, I gotta be in YouTube to wrench you guys.
To give me that
Boomer Cappy.
Oh,
Boomer Cappy.
I just put it in the private chat. That doesn't help.
You guys don't know what I had to do to get that wrench. I feel.
Dude, I know, and I still can't get redirects from this idiot,
dirty.
so I can't even bring people here. It's like he hates success.
I don't hate success. It's
you hate help.
It's another thing to do.
Cappy is just authentic. As soon as
30 seconds, once.
He's not a minimalist anymore.
Let us put in effort so that you don't have to. With a 30-second investment, you get a lifetime of moderation.
High intelligent, logical arguments. Just let me be a degenerate, lazy piece of shit for 2 minutes. Just let me.
I put it in there. All the links are in there, Cappy.
Links it below. If everyone would kindly hear to shut Ryan up, everyone go buy. Like, that'd be great if 450 people bought his book. Holy shit! Look at this, and then okay, good. I've done my deed.
Well, no, I want them to enjoy it. That's the thing. If you don't enjoy it, don't get it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not trying to just sell here. I'm trying to offer a service and a product that people will enjoy. Mutual beneficiation.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what the economics is. What's the term?
Mutually advantageous and mutually beneficial. Symbiotic.
That's why you're the economics guy and I'm the philosophy Hawaiian shirt guy.
Right. Okay. So unlike Ryan, I don't give a fuck if you like my products. I just want your money. And so of the many products I have, the two I'm going to mention here is one, the world's greatest accounting career, which is an accounting career course on Teachable, where it teaches you on how to get established and create, ideally, a self and remotely employed career in accounting. So if you're interested in accounting as a career, take a look at that. It does not teach you accounting. It teaches you how to avoid spending 80 grand on a college degree and get a job as quickly and cheaply as possible. So that's one product you find out in Teachable. And the other one is called Zero World Problems. That will be coming out probably in 3 weeks or so, depending how quickly I finish the book and cover and all that other stuff. And that is pursuing new standards of living in a first world, a post-materialist world, and that will be out later. That's about it. That's it, guys. Thanks for showing up. And then everyone, please subscribe to these gentlemen and buy their shit. And we'll see you guys later. Toodles.
Toodles.